thought he had a chance to come back, and then they ruled him out about a quarter later, so I'm not sure yet.
What was your frustration level with the penalties today?
Huge. It's tough to win when you do that stuff. I thought, we always talk about doing right longer, and I think today was the exact opposite of that. Just look at the amount of penalties we had compared to them, the turnovers compared to them, and then the timing of those penalties were crucial. 2 big third downs where we had them off the field, had 2 stupid penalties that allowed them to keep going that led to 14 points. Thought we had one on offense on third down where we moved the chains and got a penalty there that didn't count. So I'm real disappointed in those.
How do you assess Trey Lance's performance?
I thought he did some good things coming out. I thought everything was pretty smooth from the beginning. I would have loved to hit him on that one down in the red zone that we had Croft, but he came back and made a big play the next series. Thought he did some good things, but the way it got there at the end, everything kind of fell apart there.
How much did the conditions affect your play calling? And, with the lead, you was a little conservative there, but was that partly because you just didn't want to expose the ball right now?
A little bit of both. We were running the ball pretty well too, so I never made a conscious effort to get too conservative with it. I thought we were running the ball well, tried to stick with it, but we didn't stay on the field enough with some of those third downs there.
Under Ennis's yard touchdown, was that obviously less coverage?
Yeah, he broke his sack. I think Armstead had him right there. Fields did a hell of a job getting away from it. It was tough to get away from him. I think it was Eric. And then he bought time, and coverages don't last that long.
I think Trey had one of the dirtiest uniforms of anybody. Took a lot of hits.
Who's that?
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Took a lot of hits. Are you concerned about the amount of times he's on the ground, all that stuff?
We'll watch the tape. I'll ask him how he felt, but it was that type of game.
You obviously know one play can change the game, but did you feel in control up 10-0, defense obviously playing very well, and was it just that one play that changed everything?
Yeah, we felt very in control. I think that one play was a huge change. I thought we had every chance to kind of run away with it in those first 3 quarters, especially those first 2 drives, having a fumble inside the 10, then the next drive getting down there and end up getting a sack on third down that knocked us out of field goal range, especially after Huff's turnover. That third quarter, getting all the way down there, having that penalty and only coming up with a field goal, that we had every chance to run away with it. And we were going to get it right back to go again, and then that penalty on third and long gave them new life, and they scored a touchdown. The game never got the momentum back.
On the interception trade through, what did you see on that play?
I just saw, he was looking to the left with Juwan. I think it was Juwan, made a real good route breaking in, and their safety just from the other side of the field came and made a hell of a play coming across the middle. No, the safety made a hell of a play.
You talk all summer about the expectations, and you've been clear about it, players have been clear about it, obviously one game, but is it a little bit of shock to that locker room right now? Is it a little bit of what the hell just happened there?
Not when you look at what we just talked about. When you look at those 12 penalties, when they happen. You look at our turnovers. You look 1 of 3 in the red zone on those missed opportunities. I don't care what happens. You see that in the stat sheet, and we know what happened out there, so there isn't a shock. We expect to go into games and win, no matter what game it is. We usually always feel that way throughout the week preparing, but we got to play a lot better and do things right a lot longer than what we did today, no matter who we play.
What happened on the touchdown throw to St. Brown? He looked pretty wide open.
The scissors, I think it was a scissors pump, what I saw. I don't know. I got to see the whole play, but, yeah, obviously it was too open.
Kyle, some of those penalties were bad decisions, obviously, things that are controllable. What is your message to guys when they make those kind of errors to prevent that from happening?
There was a big emphasis all week. We felt pretty good about some of the matchups and stuff, especially with our D, and we knew that was going to be a big deal, especially when you have a quarterback who's hard to bring down and the element of how hard you have to run to get to him. We were very well aware that we were going to have to void him when he slid, and didn't do a good enough job of that, but I think the worst one was the unnecessary face mask, which I couldn't see when we stopped it back in the backfield.
Trey Lance had quite a few more running attempts than everybody else that had carried the ball. Is it kind of what you were given, or would you prefer to have him run the ball less?
It's kind of just what we were given, especially there at the end when we were down 2 points and the rain started to come down. It was a little hard to just go 2-minute in that situation, and we had to, but mixing in some quarterback draws and stuff like that just because it became really tough to throw there at the end.
Did you consider giving Jordan Mason a couple carries after Mitchell went down, or was he not quite ready?
No, I mean we didn't stay out there that long after Elijah went down. I mean Jeff came in and did a couple good things, and Mason would have been the next guy up if Jeff ever got tired.
Even with the general frustrations, what did you see out of Talanoa today?
From what I saw out there, it looks like he played real well. I mean, I was seeing him a lot early, especially making that turnover. But you never know until you watch the tape. But just to naked eye, I was real impressed with him.
You talked about Justin Fields being tough to bring down. How do you feel like he did against you guys today?
I made some plays, made some off-schedule plays, and got a couple penalties that were a difference in the game.
What's your message to the team after the game?
Basically what I just told you guys. I mean, first thing it starts out with is the intent and how hard everybody goes, and I never felt anything wrong with that throughout the game. But you're not going to win a lot of games when you miss those opportunities, when you have a chance to really run away with it. And then when you end up looking that you have 12 penalties to 3, and especially the timing of those, that's what should happen. You got to get lucky to win when you do some of those type of things.
Why Mason over Davis Price for this game?
What's that?
Why Mason over Davis Price for this game?
Just when it come down to our third back, it was about who we wanted on special teams more, and Mason did a better job throughout the week.
Is that the same for Turner and Danny Gray?
Exact same.
Say 2 more. Is this something where you have to sort of lean on veterans to, really remind young guys about the standards?
I mean, it's same as every week. I'm not going to make anything different of this than I know it's the first game. We really wanted to win this, and I felt not to take anything away from them, but I'm disappointed about some of the silly mistakes we did to ourselves. And whether, that's not just young guys. There's veterans out there that have done a lot of good things for us, and it's our whole team that needs to clean those stuff up to have a chance to do what we want to do.
How did you get a sense how those 3 inside guys played today?
Not totally. I mean, there's a couple misses and stuff, but I felt pretty in control with everybody out there for those first 3 quarters. I was real disappointed in some of the missed opportunities we had, where I thought it should have been a lot bigger of a gap than it was. And by no means were they perfect, but no, they weren't the difference in this game or anything like that.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks.
I think you had to feel like you guys are pretty much in control through most of that game. Just how did you see things start to kind of slip away there?
Penalties. We did what we were supposed to do in the first half. We were stopping the run all day. But yeah, just killed ourselves with penalties, let them continue to drive the ball, and in a monsoon it's going to be penalties and turnovers. So
How was the condition of the field?
it was better than last year, honestly, but it's never too good when it's raining that hard. You can't really do much pass rush wise, but yeah, it was better grass though.
How difficult is Justin Fields' scrambling ability and just kind of tuck inside, get away from him?
He's good. Yeah, he's good at that. We definitely rushed him well in the first half, just kind of bull rushing and not hitting any moves anywhere, because then he's just going to run. So it's not the most fun, but it's the way to beat him, and we didn't do it in the second half, so that's what happens.
Is there anything in particular that you sense change in the second half with them, offensive line, or with y'all?
Not really, no. I mean, it's not like they ran too much anything new in the second half. We just had penalties. We knew he was going to slide at the last second, and we hit him, I think, twice on third downs that our opportunities to get off the field, and it's 15 yards for a team that can't move the ball. It's huge. So, yeah, we got to be smarter.
It's probably tougher in the moment because are these type of losses easier to flush knowing that you guys were kind of the ones to do yourself?
I think it's more frustrating, honestly, when this type of thing happens.
Just what do you feel like the environment is in there right now? Like how are you guys kind of looking at this week 1 game?
I think we're pretty. I mean, we're gonna be all right. We've been through worse. We'd obviously like to get a win, but it's just annoying to give a game away like that. And just happy to get back to California.
All right.
Thank you.
I actually didn't play in the Washington game my rookie year, so it was coming down a good bit when we first started warming up, and it kind of went away. But I feel like once we got the ball back after the turnover we had, it just started like the ball was heavy. It was hard for Trey to throw it. It was hard to catch it. So we were just trying to make the best out of every opportunity we got.
Worse than the Indianapolis game?
Yeah, I would say so.
Even when you're up 10-0, did you feel like should have been up more and was a little dangerous there?
Yeah, of course. Something Kyle talked about after the game. We left a couple opportunities out there to really put the game away. But, I mean, mistakes happen in the game. It's just how you capitalize off of them.
You guys obviously have huge expectations. You've had it all summer. I'm sure you still do. But what does this game do to you mentally?
It's just a motivation for the next week. We put this one behind us, and we watch film tomorrow, and then it is what it is.
What did you see from Trey out there in the huddle and everything? What did his feel like?
Something I've seen from Trey since we started. A good leader, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the team going in bad conditions. And like I just stated, we tried to make the best out of every opportunity he gave us out there.
Was it after a game like this, is it tough to kind of figure out where the problems are other than the penalties because of the conditions?
Nah. We know what happened. We know what we need to fix. We're real good in the locker room for as people knowing what we need to do to win the game, and we're just going to put this one behind us and get ready for next week.
It's strange for you as a running back, like your line of running back, but obviously that was the case last year, but you feel like you've seen him feel better, or like how is that?
Say it again?
I guess year 2 as a running back, your line of back, do you feel like you've seen him feel better back there? Like
It just feels the same. Been doing it for a long time, so I mean I don't see it different. Once I see a hole, I'm going to hit it, and whatever happens, happens.
Could you take us through the play when you fumbled? What happened on that?
Guy punched the ball out.
How about the touchdown? Do you want to describe just the lane that you saw and then kind of help create that?
That's something we practice a lot. It was blocked perfect, and everything else was left in my hands with it being blocked perfect. I just went out there and made a play.
Surprised at all that after the first carry where you lost 2 yards, that he called it again to the other side?
Nah, not at all. I mean, the conditions was kind of bad, so I mean, everything is going to be, something's going to happen. It's just like I just said, you just got to make the best out of every opportunity.
All right. Thank you, guys. Trey will be next.
Trey, what's kind of the big picture? How do you assess this one?
Man, I made too many mistakes. Defense kept us in the game. Had a big miss to Tyler Croft in the end zone. Tried to throw a perfect ball. Should just put it right on him, man. He was wide open. Turned the ball over. Took a sack that knocked us out of field goal range that I shouldn't have. Missed Debo on the third down. It's another third down to Juwan. Just too many mistakes. A lot of stuff to clean up for sure for me. But, man, excited. Still got my head up. Excited to get ready to go next week.
Do you get mad when those things happen? Do you take them as a growing moment? So how do you deal with just you're able to just tick them off right to us when one by one?
Yeah, I mean, I get to, obviously got some time to think about the game. Yeah, just too many mistakes on the field. It's much easier to turn the page, but when we lose, it's much tougher. Just frustrated with myself a little bit. Just feel like I'm a lot better than that.
On the interception, did you just not see the safety there?
Yeah, it was robber all the way. Tried to hold him, thought I held him well enough in my eyes. Made a great play, didn't throw a great ball.
Trey, between the rain and the new grass, how would you rate the field conditions today?
I mean, the field wasn't that bad, but both teams were dealing with it, so it is what it is.
Tebow said that as the rain was coming down in that fourth quarter, it made the ball heavy to throw, heavy to catch. What was it from your perspective?
Yeah, fourth quarter for sure was the toughest. But, man, we had so many opportunities. I had so many opportunities to make plays to run away with it far before that, where that wouldn't have been as big of a factor, trying to do a 2-minute drill in that.
Right at the end, I saw you going up to a lot of the offensive players on the sideline. Looked like you were saying some things. And what was your message doing that?
Man, we're just going to keep our head up, keep grinding. It's a long season. 16 more of these things in the regular season, so excited for next week. I thought those guys did a great job up front. They did a great job. Receivers made a bunch of plays. Running backs made a bunch of plays. I just got to be better.
Was it shocking how quickly they made Drew? Because it seemed like you guys were in complete control, even though it was only 10 minutes.
I mean, that's just how this league works. I learned that last year, week 1. We had similar opportunity to let someone hang around for too long. That's what happens. They made a couple big plays, and I didn't.
Two more guys? Unless you're good. What was Kyle's message to you? Did he say anything specific about how you played?
Nah, I haven't talked to him one-on-one yet.
How do you feel physically? You took a lot of hits in this game.
I feel great. Physically, just a couple scratches, honestly, from the field. Didn't feel like I took any big hits.
Trey,
go ahead, you're good.
Yeah, you kind of highlighted some of your missed throws. How do you think from shoulders up, how you saw it and how you read things? How do you think you'll look at it when you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch the tape to see. Seeing the pictures on the sidelines, I thought, receivers, like I said, made some big plays, but left a couple specifically on third down for me. Left a couple out there.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Right here. You just heard your quarterback essentially blame himself. What do you think when you see a young guy like that saying stuff like that?
This is why they handed him the keys to the organization. He's a mature dude. He's a great teammate. Yeah, that doesn't surprise us. That's why he's there.
How was the kind of emotions in the huddle?
He was good. He was laid back. Even when it was pouring down rain and it was a 2-score game and we had to make something, happen really quick, he didn't waver at all. He stayed calm, cool, collected. So.
How do you digest a loss like that when you have so many self-inflicted mistakes?
Yeah, I think you said it. It's hard enough to play against the opposing team, and it's even harder when you play against yourself. So, I've been playing football a long time. Any game that I can remember where we had close to 100 yards in penalties and we had, 2 turnovers, especially one in scoring range in the red zone, it generally never turns out that well.
I guess we've never been in the locker room, but watching you in there, you seem pretty upset or pretty disappointed in this game. Is that because of the mistakes, kind of the self-inflicted stuff?
It's because of the loss. Anytime I lose, I'm never happy. Just had to take a little minute to collect my thoughts. But yeah, I think it sucks when you had the game in the hand and you know that a lot of unforced mistakes is what really caused it. So, we got a young team. We'll bounce back. We'll be better next week. But, anytime you let a team hang around, it's never going to be that good. And just so happened that when we got to really move the ball through the air, that's when the weather was its worst. So that's what happens, man. It's football.
We were talking about the catalog of run plays that you guys had in the run-up to this game, and just saw a lot of diversity in the run game in the first half. I mean, is that what this team is about, just the ability to run at you in a lot of different ways?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, y'all seen it all training camp. We got a lot of different ball carriers. We can give them the ball out of a lot of different looks. So, that's always been our mantra. We want to run the ball first and, control the game, control the clock, possess the ball. That's the type of team we are. And we didn't do that good enough today, which is why we're on the losing end.
That's good. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, guys.